Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to those of you just joining this video. My name is Amista, and I'm here just to have a little fun tonight. We're going to catch up with the regulars, meet some new people, do some tarot reading, see what comes up. We're also going to do a little bit of Reiki. We're going to actually start with 5 minutes of Reiki as soon as I get these cards cleared. And then after we do the Reiki, we will move on to tarot. The Reiki, I'm going to set the intention for whatever is for each of your highest and best goods as individuals. If you have something more specific you would like the Reiki to focus on, please go ahead and set that intention for yourself. Desiree, hello, hello. It was pretty good, thank you. Cheryl Ford, hello, hello, welcome. I actually got some really nice feedback on one of my readings today. Made me feel good. I read for this guy a week ago today, actually. And he has sent me a text today. Let me see if I can find it. I'll read it to you because I'm feeling so good about it. I'll share. Let's see. Oh, this is what he sends me. He doesn't say hi or anything. He just says, hello there, Debbie. Anna, hello. You're watching your show? So here's what he sent me this morning. This is the reason I only trust you to do my readings. In the reading, you mentioned that I was going to take some time off. And my boss, which by the way, he really didn't believe me when I said that. I can just tell you from his reaction at the time. Anyway, he says, you mentioned that I was going to take some time off, and my boss just called me this morning to make me promise her that I would take a real vacation this year because I have not done that in 4 years. They actually put it in one of my objectives for this year to take a real vacation. LOL. So I told him, I said, that's hilarious. And he said, hilarious, question mark. It's freaking scary how accurate you are. He says, now I got to go back and listen to the whole recording to make sure I pick up everything from it. I love it. That just makes me happy. I think he was a little freaking out at taking vacation. Whenever we talked about it, he was like, well, there's just always work to be done. There's not really time for vacation. He's going to have to change his mindset so he can enjoy it. Yes. After 4 years, I would say so, right? I was teasing him. I'm like, who gets that on there? As an objective from your employer, you must take vacation. All right, let's start off with some Reiki, guys. We're going to do Reiki for whatever is for each of y'all's highest and best good. After that, we'll slide over into tarot reading. If you have something more specific you want the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention. Okay, let's just get started. All right, so we're going to do this for 5 minutes. Okay. Linda Jane, welcome, welcome. You got here just in time for us to start Reiki. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. Was that you, Nomad? I appreciate all the help getting this channel out. Somebody's really sucking a lot of energy into that base chakra. The base chakra has to do with stability, relationships, money, security, all those things. I've also got somebody pulling a lot of energy on that solar plexus area as well. Solar plexus is going to have to do with your digestive system. It's also going to have to do with how you express yourself in the world. What kind of handwriting do you have? What kind of vehicle do you drive? What kind of posture do you have? What kind of tone of voice do you use when you talk to somebody? Do you talk or do you text? What colors do you wear? All that kind of good stuff. How do you let your personality be known in the world? The solar plexus influences that. So somebody's getting that brought into balance. Ooh, the thumbs up's just doubled. Now there's 2 of them. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I appreciate that too. We've already got a full house pretty fast. We've got about 3 more minutes of Reiki. We've got a couple of things going on. There's somebody really pulling in energy on the heart chakra, which has to do with how we deal with things emotionally. So a lot of times this is emotional healing. In fact, I don't know when it would not be, unless you actually have like lung issues, respiratory issues of some kind. And we also have somebody pulling in on that third eye. So really balancing out that intuition, bringing that into a healthier space as well. Kendra Lesher, hello, hello. Two more minutes of Reiki. Wow, somebody's out there pulling a lot of Reiki, maybe more than one somebody, but there's a lot of energy going out to y'all. Somebody's definitely dealing with something in the digestive system. Gosh, you guys are pulling enough energy. I almost don't want to stop. If some of you need to schedule a private session with me, then get back with me after this. But some of you really could still use a lot more energy. We are going to wrap it up because this is a micro session. So we're just going to do 5 minutes real quick. All right. Let's do our first tarot spread, which is what is our best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Do, 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 do. Okay, first of all, we have the Weaver of Boons, and this talks about to manifest, we want to sharing out with other people. Gifts or information is a part of seed planting for manifestation. Ten of Challenges comes up in reverse. That says basically that these gifts come back later on. Even if the person that you can't give to right now, or I mean, not that you can't give to, but that can't give back to you right now, even if you give them a gift, karma, the universe keeps track of all of that. We always talk about karma as, oh, karma's a bitch. Well, karma's not a bitch if you treat her nice. If you plant those good seeds, you get those good seeds back too. That's what that 10 of Swords in reverse does. It talks about something popping back up. That's those good seeds. And then the last thing that we have coming up is the Four of Challenges. I'm doing it again tonight, which talks about being objective about our situation. So we want to be objective. We want to think logically about our situation, and we want to share with others, not really considering whether they can return the favor, but considering whether the universe can return the favor or not. What do you think? Can the universe return favors? Has it ever? It's already Saturday where you are? Where are you, Anna? Okay, so Anna wants a message. Portugal. All right. Portugal in the house. What time is it there? La da da da. You're quite welcome, Nettie P. Glad to see you back, my friend. Let's see. What's going on with your digestive, Miss Kendra? Oh, right after midnight. That means you're 7 hours ahead. Is that right? 7 hours ahead of me. I'm Mountain Time. Message from Spirit for Desiree. Aline, hello. Message from Spirit for you. I hope I'm saying her name right. Where are you watching from, Aline? I am in Colorado, suburbs of Denver, in the United States. The crazy United States right now. Quebec. All right. Well, we're glad to have you. Most of us really don't want to annex you. We don't know what the hell has gotten into Donald Trump's head. You're in Illinois, South Carolina. All right, so let's see. Anna Felipa, we're going to start with you with a message from Spirit. After that will be Desiree. After that will be Aline. Exactly what Kendra said. We are so sorry that there is a numbskull in our presidential office. And he thinks he won by this huge majority, but actually, after all the votes got counted, it was a lot closer than he tries to make out. A lot of us did not vote for his ass. Anna Felipa. Goodness. I don't know. Maybe we should do a political live stream. We just had like a dozen cards flip out at once. Anna Felipa, best message from Spirit, please. Everybody else be looking out for a piggyback message. We are traveling a lot. I'm not convinced there wasn't some cheating on the deal, but I think technically he won. But yeah, by the counts, he won. I'm not saying there was not some cheating on the counts. I don't know. Okay, Anna, message from Spirit. Maybe that's what we ought to look at. Was there, well, he got a bunch of ballots canceled. all his people did in a couple of different states at least. Or disqualified is how they called it. All right, Anna Philippa. So here's your situation. You have the keeper of challenges. This is someone who's making a plan, making a strategy. I think that's you we're looking at there, making a plan or making a strategy. Excuse me. With the 8 of spells coming up in reverse. I think you're making a plan or making a strategy, but you're not really talking to anybody about this plan or this strategy, or maybe not, shouldn't say not anybody, but very few people. And what you're saying is very little. Teresa, hello, hello. Well, at this point, like, I think we're all conspiracy theorists. I just saw a video, like a reel on Facebook, that was talking about the rabbit hole, and it had all these people dressed up as rabbits in rabbit costumes, like taking other people and dragging them to a hole or pushing them into a hole or throwing them into a hole. I think we're all going down the rabbit hole. And that reel just really sums it up. I'm sure there was international interference because they already found evidence of, who was it? It was a YouTube channel that had quite a few subscribers that was taking money from these people who had ties to the Kremlin to report stories, and they would send them like, talk about this, and kind of give them the angle to talk about it from. And so then they would do that. So, I mean, who knows how many people actually took money to do stuff like that? And who knows how many people they actually influenced doing that? So, I mean, that part, the international interference, like, that's already kind of been proven. That's not even a conspiracy theory. All right, now let's get back to Anna's message. Let's see what Spirit has to say for best advice or heads up on this. Excuse the cough, I apologize. So you've got the 6 of Boons. And a 6 of Boons talks about an even give and take, something that's reciprocal. Sometimes if I'm looking at cards for myself and I have this card coming up, I know that I'm going to be doing a reading for somebody. I'll be reading, they'll be paying my money. That's a reciprocal exchange of energy. So this talks about a reciprocal exchange of energy. Does not have to be financial. That's just one example. I think you're doing this reciprocal exchange of energy as you're walking back to something that you left in the past because it was overwhelming or exhausting in the past. And I'm going to tell you, I think you're kind of stressed out about walking back to it right now. I think you're feeling like, man, this didn't work before. I'm kind of stressed, but I don't feel like I have a choice. That's what I'm picking up on that. And that may be why you're not saying anything yet, because you may be trying to hope that there's another solution that shows up. And if you keep your mouth shut about this one, maybe something else will show up. So I don't know if that's a job or a romantic situation or what that is. But you're on the down low thinking about going back to it and hoping that it'll be reciprocal and fair, but you're stressed out about it. That's like a perfect situation to get a full-on reading, I'm just telling you. All right, so that was Anna. Next, we're looking at Desiree. All right, Desiree, message from Spirit. Everybody else, be on the lookout for a piggyback reading. If you don't know what it is yet, you will within the next 2 weeks. Most of my people have this stuff happen within the next 2 days. And when you get there, remember me, that I'll read for you. All right, Desiree. I mean, that's kind of the thing about telling the future. Not everybody recognizes it. Just like my guy that sent me the text earlier. He's like, I haven't had a vacation in 4 years. I wasn't going to take a vacation. I'm too busy to take a vacation. Now the boss says, take a vacation. He actually has to take 2 weeks consecutively now. There is a lot of bad energy in the world, but for every ounce of bad energy, there's good energy too. And guess what? Love wins. Love is a lot stronger than the cray-cray. The cray-cray messes up. Love is stronger. All right, so who am I waiting for? This is Desiree. What do we have going on here? Is this Desiree? Okay. Is this card Desiree? Okay. All right, so Desiree, you have somebody who has some pretty severe mental health issues who is really trying to face the demon and get past that. And when I say pretty severe mental health issues, I mean they're corrupt. They don't see things straight. They don't think about things right. They don't treat people well. But they're trying to work past that. Will they be successful? I don't know. It's the first time I've seen somebody come up like this as trying to work past it. So already they're in miracle territory. Can they pull more miracle and actually make this happen? I don't know. Let's look at our best heads up or advice. Best advice is to let this person have the room to do what they need to do and not try to get in there and try to help them. We'll walk through the cards, but that's basically what I'm seeing here. All right, we've got the Hermit card. This says, I'm keeping to myself. See how he's looking over his shoulder at the chair? He did not get out of that chair to go answer the door. He's like, who is knocking on my door? Here I am, just enjoying my cozy little fire. I've got my books around me. I've got my little thing of wine. Who is bothering me? Well, this person is bothering Desiree. That's who. But your advice is we're not letting them into our space. We're protecting our space. They have to work through their own demons. They're their demons. You can't fix them. Keep to yourself so that they have the chance to fix them. Child of challenges, you're going to hear some news about them that is not the kind of news you want to hear. They're going to have trouble. It's going to be a struggle. Just is. Just is, especially if they're dealing with some kind of addiction. Now, the Hierophant in reverse. You're going to be really tempted when you hear this news that you don't want to hear about them and how they're doing, which is not all that hot. You're going to be really tempted to come in and save the day. And you're going to be tempted to be committing to be the person who saves this other person. Spirit's just giving you a heads up. It's going to be really tempting for you to come in and try to save the day. Spirit's saying, watch your own energy. They're responsible for their energy. Watch your own energy. Look how he's looking over his shoulder. How dare you enter my calm space with your drama? I mean, I can just hear this little possum-y guy saying, shut the door. As in, don't come in, shut the door, and stay on the other side. And by the way, he's saying it in my dad's voice, just for context. All right. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but I know it's not Not what you're hoping to have happen. All right, so that's Nomad. Next up, Aline. Then after that, I'm going to have to look at, see who all else asked for messages. I haven't written anybody else down. Aline, it's your turn, my dear. I hope you're still in the room. Aline. Aline from Cañada. Not the 51st state. Yeah, the cards went flying when I said that. I'm telling you, maybe we do need to do a political one. Let's see. Aline, are you still in the room, honey bunny? All right, there she is. Okay. All right, message from Spirit for Aline. Now, Aline, I don't think I've seen you in here before, so I'm going to tell you how these work. These are, when I use the tarot, I use them to talk to Sacred Spirit. Church people would call that the Holy Spirit. That's why I call these messages from Spirit. My first two cards are going to be about the situation Sacred Spirit wants to talk to you about. So I don't set the topic. I let Sacred Spirit set the topic. I also don't set the time frame. I let Sacred Spirit set that as well. I don't know what time frame we're dealing with. I'm going to talk about it as if it's the present because I'm looking at the cards presently on the table. And you're going to have to sort out where it is in time. I have had people, hello there, infinite awareness. Glad to see you, honey bunny. I've had people tell me before that if something came up that was in the past, they usually ended up with a different perspective on it than what they had had before. If something's in the future, obviously you're not going to recognize it. If something's in the present, then having a little extra perspective on it is always helpful. With that person that I was just looking at, it never works out. I get that. Can't save somebody else from their own work. All right, so also everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message on Aline's message. Sometimes Spirit gives other people messages on one person's message so that multiple people end up with a message. Alicia, hello, hello. It seems like a while since I've seen you. How are you? That makes sense for that liar coming up in reverse. He's genuinely trying to work on it. The thing is, I think that he has codependents around him that make it hard for him to really keep working on it. You never heard him before, Infinite? I still have a bunch of people to put on the list. You may as well put yourself there too. I got to read for Aline, and then I got to make my list from after her. I was thinking you'd been here a couple of times and heard it. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Happy to hear it. All right, let's get Aline's cards down now that we have chit-chatted a few minutes away. Interesting. So, Aline, here's what we're looking at for your situation. Oh, well, you're quite welcome, Linda. So let's see. Boop-a-doo-doo, Aline. We have the Four of Challenges showing up here, covered by the Keeper of Challenges. Okay. So, Four of Challenges, covered by the Keeper of Challenges, basically says it's time for you to step away from a situation so that you can get more objectivity, because right now all the information is sort of muddled in your head and you're having a hard time sorting out all the details to make things make sense. Maybe they don't make sense, but right now you're just feeling so overwhelmed you really can't tell if they do or not. So Spirit's advising, step away, get yourself some objectivity, even if it's for a couple of days or whatever, to allow yourself to really think about this and sort through all the information that's being thrown at you. Boop-a-doo-doo, boo, boo. I don't know if this applies to love or not because I didn't set the topic. You'll recognize the topic. And if you don't recognize it, then it hasn't happened yet, and you will soon. Next, let's look at your best advice or heads up. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Oh, I like it. This is the way to overturn the Tower card. Being objective about something and clearing your head about something is the best way for you to recover from a situation where somebody took your, well, I can't say somebody took your, but something that made you feel secure and safe in this world was suddenly and unexpectedly removed from your experience. So thinking about things objectively, getting your head on straight is going to help you to come to that point where you can figure out what you need to do to replace whatever that was removed from your experience so you can have that sense of security back. The other thing you need to know is whatever this situation is that caused the shakeup with your stability or your security, it's not going to change. This card says, don't sit around twiddling your thumbs hoping that that's going to change and sticking your head in the sand. It's not going to change. It's frozen. Okay? If you're expecting a payday from this situation, it ain't coming. It ain't coming. The only way you get this payday possibly is if you rattle enough cages. Look how many doors there are, though. If you rattle enough cages to make that happen. I don't feel like you're ever going to get full retribution for whatever this situation is that you're recovering from. And whatever this is that you're recovering from, it really kind of has you messed up in the head. It's where you can't put one thought together with another. It's time to step back and get objective. Well, obviously, stressed and overwhelmed, she's recovering from a tower. All right, let's see who else needs a reading. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Let me back this thing up. Back this thing up and see. Okay, so we did Anna's. Oh, I didn't even see Cheryl Ford's. Let's put Cheryl on the list. Sorry, I skipped right over you, honey. I didn't see your request there. Ba ba ba. Boop-a-doo-doo. Kendra, did you ever tell me? Oh, just started taking fish oil. The fish oil, the only thing that's ever done to me is make me belch. How much are you taking? Which I belch anyway, so I just knew it was the fish oil because it tasted like fish oil. Beep, 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 beep. I can drink water and belch, which I've already done on this live stream, actually. Oh, you remember. Anna says, I remember. Okay, Linda Jane wants a message. So let's see here. If it resonates. If I'm giving you a message, honey, it'll probably resonate. If you don't recognize it yet, you will soon. And I can be cocky about it because enough people have told me that. Sorry, guys, I'm just working my way through the chat. Infinite 8, did you ask a question? Go ahead and ask a question, Infinite Awareness. I wanna call you Infinite 8. That's extra syllables. Boo, boo, doo, doo. Oh, you did ask the question. Okay. Infinite wants to know. Are you only in one court case right now? Hello there, MMC. Welcome, welcome. Yes, you can ask a question. I am gonna need your first name, though. MMC? New job. When? Does objectivity help with dealing with other people's emotions? Do you mean them being objective, or do you mean you being objective about them being jerks? Boopity doo doo, boopity doo. Okay, then I want you to just give me some kind of code word so that I know, so that I can ask about the one you're asking about, so that we can be very clear about what the answer is for that particular case. Mel. Thank you. Grace, Grace. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Glad you're here. Okay. Okay, court case with KB Kitchens. MMC is Mel. Okay. All right. Next on my list then is Cheryl Ford. In the batter's box is Linda Jane. After that is Infinite. After that is Mel. Infinite. Remind me what your name is. I know you've told me before, but I don't remember. Boo ba da doo doo, boo ba da doo, boo ba da doo. Cheryl. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Oh, thank you guys for all the thumbs ups. I appreciate that. Annette. Woohoo, what a pretty name. Boo ba da doo. Cheryl, I hope you're in the room. Cheryl, we're finally down to you. You're quite welcome. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Ooh, look at that. All right, Cheryl. It's time to come out of hermit mode and be around people again. There she is. Seeker of visions. Maybe take some kind of romantic action, but definitely take some kind of action that is rejuvenating. Let's see if we can get away from the glare at all. Some kind of rejuvenating action out in the world. So this does not mean get your little foot soaking machine and soak your feet in your living room. Go to the spa or go shopping or go for a nature hike, but get out into the world. All right. Now, next. Best advice or heads up? We have the 2 of bows. You're really busy, 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 busy. We have the 10 of spells in reverse. It's time to put down some of those responsibilities. It is the weekend after all. We got something similar. I don't remember if it was Facebook or this video. Bum, 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 bum. And then you've got the Seeker of Spells. This is basically spirit giving you the heads up or the warning that if you don't take a break, you're going to end up burnt out. Do you want to end up burnt out? No. So take a break. Take a break. That makes me think of that movie, The Polar Express. Take a break, kid. When he's trying to stop the train car from going crazy down the hill. And he's beating his coffee cup against the brake wheel. No, I don't watch adult movies. I only watch kid movies. Okay, Linda Jane. You're up next. With you being objective, does that help deal with other people? Yes, 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 yes. Have you read the 4 Agreements, Nomad? Woohoo! Yay for piggybacks. It's time to do it again. Isn't it like life changing if you really take it seriously and try to apply it? I still read it every so often. I probably read it the first time about 10 years ago and started trying to apply it right away. And man, my life got a lot calmer. Yeah. So you're asking if objectivity helps you deal with other people's emotions. So here are our choices. When somebody throws some big emotions at us, we can be objective, or we can get right in that emotional pit with them and just duke it out. Which one's the most fun? Which one leaves you without an emotional black eye? What do you think? Yep, that is your choice, whether you want to be objective about them or not. But the 4 agreements basically are be impeccable with your words. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't say it if you don't mean it. That, by the way, requires you knowing what you mean. Don't take anything personally. You have to be kind of objective not to take some of these yahoos personally. So I would say yes. Don't make assumptions. Now, if we're not being objective, we make assumptions. And the last one is always do your best. It's okay to recognize that we're not perfect, but we can still always do our best. That way, we can be a little better tomorrow than we were today. Let's see if I can show you what's on my little thingy. We'll see how good I am at moving my camera because it's not really meant to be moved. But look, there's my 4 agreements. There's all my notes. There's my dream board. All my stuff, man. Is that camera going to sit there right? Now y'all have seen part of my office. A new part. Okay, Linda Jane, you're up next. It is on my wall, yes. All right, so let's see here. Linda Jane, best message from Spirit. Gosh, you guys, you see that orb? I swear, I do not have dust bunnies that big floating around in my room. Really, I do not. Those are orbs. Truth there, Infinite. Truth there. Everybody really just wants to be happy. They're doing whatever they're doing because they think it's going to make them happy, even if they're miserable in the process. Not everybody understands. If you're miserable, 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 you don't end up with happy. Miserable plus miserable plus miserable plus miserable does not equal happy all of a sudden. Yeah. I've been having them a lot. I would say since I decided to get really serious about my digital stuff, I've been noticing them in the camera, like, every day. There's another one. They're just always here. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo-doo. Okay, Linda, let's get your cards on the table, honey bunny, otherwise I'm just teasing you. The second orb. I want them to really look like orbs instead of looking like there's a bunch of dust flying around in my room. That's what I want. Gonna start calling them dust orbs. Thank God you are on this channel. Poor Linda Jane's like, I'm patient. If you were not, you would be highly frustrated by now. So would everybody behind you. All right, let's see. First, let me ask this. That's what I thought. Okay. So you've got the Seeker of Challenges showing up in reverse, covered by the 10 of Challenges. Whoops. Do you want to see the back of the card? Showing up in reverse as well. I could see that card just fine. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. All right. So you've got somebody in your sphere of influence. Dang. I'm just hearing they're poking the bear. All right. They're not too bright, or they're not too bright about this, maybe. Hang on. Can I do this without my glasses? Let's do that. The glare on my glasses is bothering me. I don't know what it's doing to y'all. So when we've got a Seeker of Challenges in reverse, this is somebody who has gone off half-cocked and made some decisions about some things, and now they're trying to get other people to go along with them in those decisions, and they may be, like, talking bad about somebody, and they think they're standing up for something, but because they only have part of the information, they just look like giant jackasses, okay? So that's what we have going on here, and I think this person is poking the bear. When I say they're poking the bear, I think this person is actually, like, jabbing at you. Normally, I see this person as somebody that's trying to enlist you in their situation and get you to agree with them. I think in this situation, they're taking little jabs at you. I actually have one duck somewhere. I think it's out of my car. I think it rides in my car now, but I have one duck where the Seeker of Challenges or the Knight of Swords actually has the sword, like, out. He's holding it in his hand, and it's out, and it's flat, and it's pointed towards whoever's looking at that card. That's like saying, "I'm being sarcastic. I'm doing these little, passive aggressive jabs." This is kind of what I'm getting on this. Like, somebody's poking the bear here, and with the 10 of Challenges coming up in reverse, this is not their first time around poking the bear. They poked the bear before, and now they've come after you thought that they were done with all these little jabs towards you. Now they're showing back up with them again. Okay. I guess I do actually need the glasses if I'm going to read the text. Yes, they're back. So, best advice or heads up here. Super interesting. You've actually got two majors in your advice. First of all, you've got the white heart, and the white heart would be like the Fool card. It talks about a whole new beginning, a whole new leap of faith. See all the mist around his feet? Like, he may not know where the next step is gonna lead him exactly, but he knows that he knows that he knows that he's gotta do something different. Now, what's he doing different, you might ask? The next card will tell us. What he's doing different is he's following his heart. He's doing what makes sense to him. He's doing those things that make him feel productive and happy out in the world. Okay, so a whole new leap of faith, doing things that make you feel productive and happy in the world. Let me ask you this. Does hearing this little person's jibes and little barbs and little poke the bear stuff. Does that make you happy? Nope, I bet you it doesn't. So are you doing that? Is that your advice, to keep putting up with that? I would say nope, it's probably not. Probably not. And the Two of Spells. First of all, the spells are like the fire element in this deck, okay? Normally, the Two of Spells says, I have choices. And actually, I think these are depicting runes. Yes, you can kinda see that. They didn't really do the runes up real well here, the symbols very well, but it looks like somebody's kinda throwing runes. Here's what I'm getting from this card for you, though. I don't know how many of y'all remember Girl Scouts, but in Girl Scouts, they taught us how to light a fire with a couple of sticks, and this card is in the fire element. This is very interesting. So you've got some choices about things that you can do that would make you feel happy and productive. And I'm gonna say besides that, you feeling happy and productive is gonna be like lighting a fire under this dude. So I think you should have the heads up. He's not gonna be very happy when you're happy because he likes to control the puppet strings, but you should still pursue your happiness anyway. Hope that makes sense for you. Were you a Girl Scout, Gracie? I was a Girl Scout. I was a brownie, and then I was a junior, and then I moved to the country where we didn't have Girl Scouts, and then I got into 4-H. I liked Girl Scouts, though. I liked the little badges. I liked doing things out in nature. In 4-H, I raised a pig, and I learned to cook. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo-doo-doo. He does not. I bet he does not. Piggyback. You're around a guy with a name with a bear. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Total sense. You were a Girl Scout too. I love it. And 4-H. Well, I never got to raise sheep. I like sheep though. You were you went camping and had to wash your own dishes. You're funny. You love to cook now. That is funny, Linda. Well, what makes you happy? Hanging out here with us or talking to him? So I have a bear story, Alicia. Do you want to hear it? My next person is Annette. Voicemail makes Linda Jane happy. Can screen that. All right, let's see. Annette. Will Annette win her court case with KB Kitchens? Will she win her court case with KB Kitchens? It's about a guy who has a bear. I miss you guys so much too. I almost didn't come on tonight because I was so tired, and I thought, but I know I'm going to have so much fun when I get there. How can I not? Will she win her court case? Annette, what's your sign? Do you know your sun sign and your rising and your moon? Or just your sun even? Gemini. Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so let me put Gracie on the list. All right, so I think you're gonna be really frustrated at this next court date because I think they're gonna really annoy you, actually, because I think they're just gonna push it off. They're gonna push the date out. So I don't have a firm answer about whether you're gonna win this court case or not. It's more about just your next court date. First of all, we have the 3 of Visions in reverse. They're getting on your nerves. Child of Boons. This is some kinda good news. So there's something good coming out of this. But you've got the 8 of Visions, which says, "I have to come back." You've got the Seeker of Challenges. That can be your lawyer. Lawyers very often are signs like that. And we have the Weaver of Challenges. That's you. That's you. And the Weaver of Challenges, when she comes up in reverse, she's tired of the BS, man. She's tired of the BS. I don't know. You may end up firing your lawyer because he accepted the extension. I don't know. She can be my hatchet woman. I don't think you're losing or winning. I think it's just getting delayed. You think it's Taurus and Cancer, but you don't know for sure. Okay. Well, I think it's going to be delayed again. All right. So, bear story. Where do I even want to start? I was dating this guy when I lived in the mountains up above Iredell in Colorado. I was dating this guy who was 10 minutes away from me down the mountains. Next up is Mel, by the way, and after that is Gracie. Yes, exactly. I think it's gonna be delayed again, man. So, anyway, we have bears in the mountains, right? So you do things that are smart when you have bears in the mountains. You use special dumpsters that bears can't get into, hopefully, ideally. And, you don't just leave trash out willy-nilly so that the bears can find them. As a matter of fact, like, you don't even leave so much as a McDonald's french fry in your vehicle with your vehicle locked because the bears can smell that and they want to get in and get that because they're not used to hunting anymore. There's so many people in their territory now. They're used to scavenging. So, as the bears were scavenging, like I said, you be careful about what you do. So I was dating this guy and I came up to his house one day and he lived like right on the side of a mountain, like on the incline of a mountain this house was built, right? So when you could see one side of the basement, but the other side of the basement was back in the mountain. Part of the first level was actually back in the mountain. And then on the front side, like everything was visible, it was literally built into the mountain. Okay. So part of it was in the mountain. Anyway, definitely in the wild. Like, nobody had the backyard, it just went straight up behind us, lots of trees, boulders, all that good stuff, Colorado mountain, normal stuff. I go over to his house one day, and there is a trash bag out on his breezeway right in front of his front door. Not only is there a trash bag, not in a trash container, trash bag, like kitchen trash, like food stuff. It's scattered all over the frickin' breezeway in front of his front door because a bear has found it and has gone through his trash bag, and now he has less trash to take down the steps to his garage to put away securely in his garage until it's time for somebody to come and get the trash. Not frozen. Nope, not frozen. In the summer. Summer. Rank. Just, bait. Just calling the bears in, basically, is what that was doing. Iredell. Iredell is tiny. It's, after Morrison and before Kittredge. So I told him, I said, "You know what? I'm not gonna keep coming over here and visiting you if you keep putting your trash out on the breezeway because you're basically asking the bears to come and visit you." And his front door was one of those big, hey there, Ashika. It was like a double, like a French door, but it really wasn't in like an outside door. It was like you would have inside. And the way it locked was it had a little thing that went down into the floor on one side, and then the other side actually locked at the handle. And it didn't even have the round handles. It had like the L-shaped handles, so that guess what? A bear or a mountain lion could have easily just went bloop and got right in, especially because he didn't lock those doors. So have a great night, Linda. So you can see why I told him, if you leave trash out on the breezeway, I'm not coming back. So I come back again. Trash is out there. The bears haven't gotten into it yet. I haul the trash down to the garage, down like 20, 25 steps down to the garage. And I'm not happy with him, and he knows it. And one of the windows is broken on the French door because there was bears on the porch the night before, and one of his dogs was trying to get at the bear and broke the window from the inside trying to get at the bear on the outside. So now we have a broken window. We have bears regularly on the breezeway. We have dogs going crazy about it, which are probably going to get killed if a bear mauls them. And this bear is a pretty big looking yearling. And so, yes, but first we're having story time, Aishika. You can ask your question, but you'll have to be patient to get to the answer. So he did not quit putting trash out, really. He tried to fake me out, but he really did not. And so then anyway, that night we were trying to fix the window in the door because I suggested it because he wasn't even gonna do it. And I was like, "You know there's gonna be bears here tonight, blah, bitty, blah, blah." So we're over there, we're trying to fix the window to the door. I'm holding the door steady as he's replacing the glass, right? I look out the door is, like, open by about 2 feet, right? I look out the door, look up the hill. Guess what is looking at me as if I'm in the zoo and he paid admission entrance to see me? Is a bear. Hello there, divine timing. It's the yearling that's been coming around for a treat. Just watching me, I guess he's looking to see if I'm gonna set out trash like my dodo head boyfriend was setting out trash. And so I'm flipping because 'cause I'm the only one that knows this bear is there, and I'm, like, tapping my boyfriend, "Hey, babe, babe, babe," and he's ignoring me because he's focused on the glass, and he's kinda pissed at me because he's focused on the glass instead of sitting on the couch watching TV. And finally, I'm like, "Babe, there's a bear." They are very smart. And so he finally looks up. He goes up, he tries to make a whole bunch of noise, the bear won't leave. Well, of course it won't leave, this is his snack spot. Doesn't matter how much noise we make, he's not leaving. So finally, he gets out, like, his BB gun, and he shoots him with the BB gun so that the bear finally leaves for who knows how long and for who knows how far away, not far. So, this guy ended up asking me to move in with him a couple months later. Still has the same doors, still has the same visitors, and now one of the bears has actually gotten into the house, and he's had to chase it out with a broom, and now he wants to know if I'm gonna move in with him. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I told him, I said, "You know, I like you. You're really great. You're a sweet guy. That's why I've been hanging out with you this long. But before I move into this house, that door is gonna have to be changed." "What do you want it to be, like Fort Knox over there?" Well, I really didn't want it to be like Fort Knox, but when he said it with that attitude, my smartass said, "Yes." Ladies, he looked at me and he said, "Oh, you'll get over that." I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but I am not living with no man right now. Nope, he was smacking the bear with it. Okay, Mel. When will Mel get a new job? When will Mel get a new job? Where's my calendar? We're already into February. Only Moses is just about right. When will Mel get a new job? Are you looking that hard? Honey, I think you're staying at whatever job you have for a while. I don't see you getting nothing new anytime soon. He even told me one day, I think maybe I want to make friends with the bears because he knew it pissed me off. Like I would go over there and I'd be laying on the couch with pots and pans beside me so I could actually see when the bears came in the door and scare them away because he wouldn't get out of bed. So one day he's like, I think I'm just going to make friends with the bears. And I just looked at him. I said, I think you already have. You're leaving snacks out for them on a regular basis. Okay, have a great dinner, honey bunny. Okay, Mel, I think you're going to have your job a while, honey. Okay, Gracie. Gracie. What do we have for you? You're quite welcome. I hope that's what you wanted to hear. Oh, we would have a riot, wouldn't we? Gracie. Message from Spirit for Gracie. Every once in a while, I do online classes. I need to get back into doing those, actually. I haven't done one for a while. My problem is I always tell people I'm going to do online classes. Would y'all be into that? And people say, yes, yes, yes. And then when it comes time to sign up, they're like, crickets. You're already expecting a roller coaster ride, Gracie? Oh, at least you warned me. I haven't even looked at your cards yet. They're down. I haven't peeked at them. Classes to help people tap into their psychic stuff. I do like automatic writing where you let spirit move your hand. I do tarot classes. I do billets classes where we read things that are in envelopes psychically without taking them out of the manila envelope. And we just do that online. I hold up the envelope for you guys. I do all kinds of fun stuff when I'm in the mode to actually get some classes out there. Oh, thank you on the newsletters, Alicia. I appreciate that. Why have you been MIA? Oh, because you're going through so much. Gotcha. Usually I charge like, I don't know, I think I was charging like 25 or 35 a class. Let's see. You're fine with your texting. Who are we talking about inviting to dinner? Are we talking about all the orbs? You know, I can't see these orbs except for in the camera. They're probably around me all the time, but I don't know. I have a lot of fun with them. And I do those too at some of the like if I go to a psychic festival, I'll sign up to teach for an hour and I'll do something like that. Okay, Gracie, let's focus on you. Four of Moons coming up in reverse. Covered by The 9 of challenges. Okay. So what this tells me is you are expending a lot of energy or you're expending a lot of money and it's stressing you out. All right? Yeah, I'm in Colorado, so that's why I was asking Desiree. Like, I think Desiree is kind of local to me. I don't know if anybody else in the room is. Cheryl, I think, is. Maybe Alicia is. I don't think anybody else is, though. Okay, so now, Gracie, let's look at your best advice or heads up. All right. The Forge talks about the idea of getting something going again that is not going, something that you did in the past, bringing that back to life again. Seeker of Spells in reverse talks about the idea that you may be feeling a little too tired to do that exact thing. The Wise Woman. This tells me that either you know a lot about herbs. I know you know about honey. Or you know how to read, but you could like do a pivot. Instead of cooking like you used to always cook, you could pivot and do something different. And something that recognizes the idea that, because I'm getting more than just wise woman from this. If you look at this card, she looks like more than just like the psychic or whatever. She's throwing the bones and stuff, but she's more than just the psychic. Look at all that gray hair. She's got all this experience. This to me has to do with some kind of like people coming to you for some kind of advice or help, or maybe you know about herbs or you know about spell work, being that kind of consultant type situation. So you've been putting out a lot of money or energy and effort on something that's stressing you out. I think you're trying to revive some kind of income source, but you don't feel like you have the energy to revive that income source. This is spirit saying, look at other income sources that don't take as much energy or even as much overhead as what you did in the past. That's what I have for you, Gracie. I hope that makes sense for you. I've been wanting to do like a psychic circle where everybody kind of reads everybody in the circle to practice. And I've been wanting to try that online. So I've done a bunch of them in person for the last 2 or 3 years. For a while, I was doing them once a week in person, but I haven't been able to experiment and see how that works online yet. Yay for piggybacks. That's your second piggyback tonight. Look at you. I figure every bit of gray hair that I have, I've earned it. And by golly, it's all from the stress that men have put me under. Infinity. Oh, look at that. You're already doing it. Herbal strawberry cream soda. Does it have ginger root in it? Desiree, Gracie used to cook and she would sell her meals. People would pay for her to cook meals. But now she's moved to a place where she doesn't have very much of a kitchen. I'm just telling all your business here, Gracie. But I'm giving no major background. Ah. Look at the winky faces. I should have realized that coming from you. I like to do red, sauerkraut, red cabbage, and let that ferment into sauerkraut. It does have a little bit of a different flavor. You have to really pay attention to notice it, though. You're still doing some picnic lunches. I did not know that. I thought you had given that up. I bet it does. Don't let anybody drive away after they've popped the top. And the hang-ups. Oh my god. I've had ginger beer, like, from Whole Foods. It's really good. Gotcha. Alright, guys, well, I guess I'm gonna take off. I'm tired. I don't know that I'll go to bed this early, but maybe I'll watch a movie or something. Y'all have a fantastic weekend if I don't see you again. I'm planning on working on videos tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll go live or not. And then you guys know Sunday is newsletter day. Those of you, by the way, who don't get my newsletter and you would like to get a prediction for every week in writing, you want to sign up for my newsletter, and you can do that on my website. That's in the description below. I also do weekly predictions here on this channel, so if you haven't checked out your video predictions, those are different than the ones in writing. You may want to hit those up too. What else? Of course, if you want a private reading, all you have to do is schedule that with me. I do also offer, besides live readings, those are 30 minutes, 45 or 60 minutes, but I also offer, like if you just have only one question or two questions and you know that's all the questions you have, you can get a 1 or 2 question recorded reading from me. What else do? I do mentoring for those of you who want to up your psychic abilities. I do private mentoring. You can see my mentoring sessions there. And then for those in the local area, of course, y'all know I do parties and I cleanse houses. If you have some funky stuff going on in a house, you know, stagnant energy all the way to complete negative energy, I can come in and clean that up for you. Anyway, it's all on my website. And then also in the description box, if you just want to support my channel, but you really don't want any of my services, there is a Buy Me a Coffee link. And that's not mandatory. It's just there just because some people have asked for that type of thing. So there it is. Thanks everybody for keeping me company and have a fantastic weekend. I'm so glad, Gracie.